email blasts, those sort of things. And what I noticed was there were inbound techniques you could use to apply to your outbound marketing to make it more effective. And I did a webinar the other day, and I said, I've decided that I'm going to be the Johnny Appleseed of integrated marketing. My mission is to go out and talk to as many people that are going to listen to me about how you can take some of these new inbound digital internet techniques and apply them to direct mail, to brochures, to billboards, and those sort of things. So that's kind of my mission in life. I've got a purpose now, I feel like, that I want to get out there and try to explain how to make your outbound marketing, the legacy marketing you are comfortable and familiar with, and apply the new things and make it more effective.
So I'm on your website, and I want people to know that you can go to bebetterdomore.com, okay, and you can. Okay, so I just download. I'm a fanatic about getting newsletters from different people, so I can learn more about how I can better what I do, and actually I gain education out of it. So it says, so you need a website. What to do first is a download that you can get, and how to check a proof before printing 1 million copies. Now, I don't know. I know that for myself, I'm blessed to have a wife that we call the grammatical police. So I don't send anything out without her looking at it, because 9 times out of 10, my fingers are faster than my eyes, and I'm like, I can't believe that. And so there's a lot of little things that go into place. Now, when you transition out of working in the D.C. area and moving into the market that you're in now, a lot of printers, I run networking groups, okay, and I'm sure you heard this before. If you could think it, we could ink it, okay, right. But it's not that way anymore. There's a whole different type of a printing company is a little bit different than, I need 5,000 copies of this, or I need these brochures printed. But it's more on consulting people on the marketing side of things, because, as you mentioned, there's a lot of inbound, outbound ways of marketing yourself, but everything's done through a smart device. So do you go out and speak to groups of people about, so locally, your Rotary, your chamber, your business networking groups, do you speak to them locally about how to look at what the printer, so-called printer, brings to the table nowadays versus 20 years ago?
I do. I try to explain how the world has changed. Maybe just 5 years ago or so, customers would have to call us, speak to a printer, even speak to a web designer. I had to pick up the phone and call them and ask questions, because we were the keepers of the information. We were the keepers of the knowledge. The purpose of a business was to disseminate that knowledge out to the customer. They evaluated it from all the other printers or web designers or billboard manufacturers they wanted to, and then they evaluated their choice and choose who they wanted to use to produce their direct mail piece or whatever. But that's really all turned rapidly on its head in the last 5 years. The point, businesses are not the keepers of the knowledge anymore. I mean, you just went to my website, and I was listening when you went to Patricia's website. You can Google and find the answers to everything. Now, I'm not saying that all the answers are correct, but you can find the answer to just about any question you're looking for out there. So businesses and salespeople are no longer the keepers of the knowledge anymore. So what's the point of a business now? Well, the point of a business now has changed to you have to provide proven ROI, return on investment, on the projects you're doing for those customers. So if somebody's looking for a printer, don't just, you can Google online and get all kinds of printers, and you can get their prices and specs and all that. But you need to be asking, what have you done to help another client do in a similar industry or a similar project? What did you do to make sure they got their return on investment on that postcard they mailed out, or the flyer they produced, or the posters they put up in the storefronts? That's how things have changed a lot, and that's where you can kind of start to apply some of these inbound marketing techniques. Some of the analytics, like Google Analytics, that you can do on a website, you can actually begin to apply that to some of your printed pieces. And I guess before I give you an example of it, let me just kind of share a quote that struck me the other day that came from the Gartner Group, that they said by 2020, customers will manage 85% of their business-to-business relationships without interacting with a human being. So, you as a business, what's your salespeople going to do? What kind of materials and data are they going to be leaving behind that they can interact with your business without having to call a person and ask questions? It just seems like now the last thing customers want to do is actually talk to somebody. They're using, you'd mentioned the phones and tablets. They're using those things besides desktop computers to go online and do online searches. So the printed materials you're sending out to your prospects and customers, what can we do as a printer or as a marketing firm to make sure that those remain on top of somebody's desk, or at least filed away somewhere for reference instead of going straight to the trash can? So we talk a lot about changing your mindset about what is success for a direct mail piece. Stop looking at it in terms of success is I sold something. It just doesn't work that way anymore. Offering up discounts on a product or free business cards. Well, heck, I got 1,000 business cards. What good is another 1,000 free business cards going to do me? Even free things just don't entice people to remember you, stay with you, keep your materials. So what we try to encourage as a printer to do is when our clients do an outbound marketing piece is change your mindset to think in terms of growing your list, your email list, or your in-house postal mail list, and making that bigger so you can continually on a regular basis reach out and touch your clients. And then the next question is, well, then how do I get people to give up to me their email list, their contact information, what they're looking for? Well, you need to come up with some great offers, ebooks, webinars, and if you see on our webpage under the resources tab, we have loads and loads and loads of free books and webinars we've done and slide shares that when we send out a direct mail piece, consider putting that in as an offer, and in return for somebody giving you their email address, they can download that free ebook or free webinar in return for the email address. And then you can start to integrate your email marketing with your direct marketing and do marketing on a consistent, regular basis.
Yeah, you got a great website, and I want to make sure, BeBetterDoMore.com. Let's say it again, BeBetterDoMore.com. There's so much information here that you could spend a weekend reading the downloads that they give you just to understand the value of it. You said something, I remember hearing in my networking groups a printer say, oh, you bought that card, those business cards from Vistaprint. And someone said, well, how do you know? And I said, well, the size is a little bit different than what you get from a printer. And it's even gotten deeper than that now, because if you look at our children, my youngest is 20, and he's a food server as he goes to college, so he knows how to communicate with people in public, but upcoming generations are glued to ice down. They're like zombies. So, things are changing. I'm 59 years old, but I plan on making money for another 20 years, and I have to get caught up to what's happening, not today, but in the day to come. So your stuff here, all these resources, I've clicked on a bunch of them already. Great stuff. How, I want to know, have you written a book?
I have not written a printed book. We've got plenty of the e-books there that are free for download.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of people. It's all about the relationship, right? The know, like, and trust is important. And ordering something on Vistaprint gives me no one to talk to. I need to hear someone's voice, and if I don't like what I see, I need to be understood why. And so I'm a person that needs a voice. I find that if people write their story in life, it's something. Well, for instance, it's the marketing tool that keeps you in front of the people out there, and it's not selling them anything except who you are and how you've gotten to where you are, which allows another door to open up.
Yeah, you really I think that's an excellent point there, and that's something that I try to make with our clients too, is your marketing material needs to stop selling, stop trying to close the deal on a postcard, and start helping your customers. Help them find answers to the questions they're looking for. How do you do that? The simplest, easiest way to do it is go back. Let's say you're a pool installer. You're selling swimming pools. Go back and think of every question a customer has ever asked you and answer it one by one, and start posting it up on your website. Start putting it into your brochures that you drop off with your clients so that they can self-serve and find answers. I'll tell you a statistic I heard of, and it varies depending on who you talk to, but I've heard it repeated enough that I think it's consistent that customers are 60% of the way down the buying path before they contact a salesperson. They are silently researching you online. They are Googling your business. They are going to your social sites. They are asking for referrals in the networking groups, in the Rotary clubs, and those sorts of things. The last thing they want to do is call you, and when they finally do call you or want to talk to a salesperson, they have probably likely exhausted every piece of DIY information they can find, or they need to justify that they are making the right decision before they actually talk to somebody. So in your marketing materials, be they printed or online, help, don't sell, answer questions, and when they are ready to make that purchase, hopefully they're going to think of your business first because you were the one that provided the answers. I was talking to a plumber the other day and about his website, and he said, well, I don't really understand why I need a website. I said, well, look at it this way. I can do some basic plumbing. I can replace a broken valve in the tank of my toilet. Heck, last Saturday the flush handle snapped off. I can fix that. But if it comes to I got to unbolt and I need some answers how to do it, I could go to your website and learn how to replace that flush valve or replace that broken handle. But let's say I got a bigger problem and I got to unbolt that toilet from the floor. I was not. God did not give me construction talent that good when I was born, so I'm not going to attempt that. But if you help me do these little repairs that I'm capable of doing, I'm going to call you to be the plumber to come unbolt that toilet from the floor and install a new toilet for me.
Yeah, great. And Home Depot has been doing it for years. They give free workshops every weekend.
Yes.
Teach people how to do stuff so that they can understand why they have to hire somebody else to do it, or where to buy their material. So, Victor, we're up against the clock. We got about 30 seconds left here. Please let everyone know how they can contact you, and I will be reaching out to you to get you back on another show.
That would be great. I would love to. I've enjoyed this. You can reach me. You mentioned our website. It's BeBetterDoMore.com, and the first word is spelled out like the word be, spelled B-E. The second word is spelled out BetterDoMore.com. Please go there, download, go to our resources page, go to our blog page, lots of free things there, and visit our social pages. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest. So please check us out.
Awesome. We really appreciate your time. I look forward to connecting with you in the future here. So I don't even have time for a recap. Just make sure that if you want to meet Patricia Weber or Victor Clarke, email me, Tony@TonyGambone.com, and I will